Hey y'all. Yes, oil change is done. Go me. Progress. And I took a break from YouTube for a little bit and went and checked out Facebook, and a friend of mine had posted something in regards to estrangement. Now, it's kind of a big thing here lately. There's a huge thing on TikTok apparently. I don't have TikTok anymore. I cannot deal with that. Um Huge community of whatever generation, I think it's Gen Z's or millennials or whatever. They have estranged their parents. Now, I'm going to give you the different dynamics of the generational parents. Okay, my mom was kind of like, if I'm not mistaken, she's like right on the edge of the um like the start of the boomers, right? In the end of the other one, what was that other one? My dad was that. Um, in any case, they basically were like, get out of the house, go play. We were invisible. You know, Gen Xers were invisible children. My sister is inside the boomer generation, my oldest one. Mm-hmm. And so I had a boomer mom and a boomer sister, and the rest of us were Gen X's. Really, all five of us, or all four. The remaining four were all Gen Xers. And the dynamics of each year that we were born, culturally and sociologically, things were a little different, right? So when it got down to my year and my sister's year, me and my sister were completely different. Yeah. So the way we were raised and the way my parents were in themselves basically dictated what kind of people we were going to be. I was a scapegoat child. I was invisible. We had oldest sister, golden child, youngest sister, golden child. My brother was second in line. He was a scapegoat. My third sister, she was a comedian. She was the middle kid. My mom was a middle kid. They resonated with each other. She got favored just because she was a fucking middle kid. She couldn't do no wrong. And yeah, mom communicated with her. She didn't beat the shit out of her every time that she got in trouble. She actually had an intellectual fucking conversation. Me, I got my ass beat. And my younger sister got spoiled, rotten. Yeah, good times. Anyway, so with this friend, the one friend, um, had she's closer to the other friend than I am, but we all three of us, these two of all of my friends from high school, um, these two were probably the most compassionate in their perceptions of me and my upbringing. So basically, they understood why I was the way I was. Yeah. And the boys that I'm friends with now, they didn't quite understand it, but after, X number of decades, they figured it out. The reason why I was the way I was. It took a little while. But yeah, when you're an adolescent, you're not thinking outside the box. But these two girls were, and they're like the sweetest, gentlest, most understanding women that I have ever known in my entire life. And I literally consider them more sisters than my own sisters in that regard. So this one friend puts out something in regards to parental estrangement or child estrangement for that matter. And it kind of goes both ways because, there are some mothers out there who feel guilty for not being there for their kids. And if their kids estrange them, then they are accountable and they're like, you do what you need to do. And yeah, it hurts, but I can't force you to have a relationship with me. And that's where I sit. You know, I made my mistakes and I can't force you to have a relationship with me. But if you change your mind, I will always be here because I am your mother and because I love you. That kind of thing. And then you have those helicopter parents who have literally smothered their kids to the point where the kids don't want fucking nothing to do with them in adult life because the helicopter parent has literally smothered them to the point where I need to be a fucking adult. Can you leave me the fuck alone now? And the parent's like, I gave them the best fucking childhood they could ever have. You smothered them to death. And they want to take care of shit themselves. Let them learn, let them fail, let them fall on their face. Let them crawl back to you if they need to. That is what growing up is. Let them make the fucking mistakes. And if they don't make any mistakes, fucking good job. I did good. Praise yourself for them not making mistakes. But they have to. They have to break away from you. If you're not going to cut the fucking apron strings yourselves, your kids are going to do it for you. Now, my daughter didn't estrange me because I needed to cut apron strings. My daughter estranged me because she just estranged everybody. And she needed to do things the way she needed to do things. And I respected that in her. I'm not going to bug you. Doesn't mean I don't love you. If you need my help, you'll fucking ask for it. If you don't need my help, then you're not going to ask for it. I didn't pester and I didn't criticize. And I did not place judgment. My estrangements basically have bounced around the entire family. It's like, I'm not going to talk to this fucking sibling because she's a bitch. And I'm not going to talk to that sibling because she's a condescending cunt. And I'm not going to talk to mom because mom is backing this one who's a condescending cunt. You pick your fucking battles. And if loneliness is, yeah, I can deal with loneliness. I can't deal with fucking having hurt feelings from people who don't fucking understand anything. Or they just want to take jabs and it just makes them feel superior. That kind of crap. Everybody has their reasons for estrangements. Kids ain't no different. Now, there's some parents that are fucking toxic as shit. Like, my sister is a helicopter parent to my daughter. It's like, fucking lighten up. Cut the apron strings. Let the girl fucking be an adult. She does not need to call you every damn day. She doesn't. Get out of her asshole. Let her and her husband have a fucking marriage by themselves. Let them live their lives. Let them take care of shit. I can, kid, you got my support on that one. Do what you gotta do, boo-boo. If you need me, I'll be there for you. But then you've got other people who estrange their parents because the parent was toxic. And when you are estranging someone that is toxic, it hits different. That parent has to be accountable for the toxicity. If they can't see the toxicity, that's when the estrangement will be prolonged forever. I mean, it will go on and on and on. The one friend. I think she estranged her mother when she was in like 8th grade. Moved in with her grandmother. Yeah. She had that perception. So she understood me. She understood that I was living in a household of toxicity and that I was the way I was because of the environment in which I was in. And when, you're like, she's just got a heart of gold. And she knew that one day, as soon as I escaped all that I would be fine. But it takes a lot of strength and it takes a lot of determination to stay away from that kind of toxicity. I had intermittently several times. If my stepdad hadn't stepped in this last time, I pretty much bet that I probably wouldn't be talking to anybody still. That is the honest God fucking truth. Now, what has happened over the last couple of years is kind of an enigma, and I'm like literally suspicious. I'm like, why y'all being so fucking nice? What's going on? So yeah, I question it. And I don't take anything to heart. It's like, yeah, they're being nice, and I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm so grateful. No, I'm questioning. Why are you being so fucking nice? I was perfectly content with y'all being assholes. Yeah, I don't know what you want, and I don't care. Just stay over there. We good on this side. And that's the mentality of people who have estranged their family. And the family comes in, oh, we love you, blah, blah, blah. You're like, fuck off. Where was this 5 years ago? Where was this 10 years ago? Where was this when, you hadn't heard from me in 3 fucking years? What happened? So it goes in waves. No talk. No talk. No talk. Oh my God, we love you. Fuck off. I was pretty content with the no talk. Why are you here? Doing just fine without you. Yeah. And with that attitude and that perception that I have on my end of things, my kid is the only thing that I fucking care about. And I let her go silent to take care of herself without smothering the fuck out of her because I need her to talk to me. No, she needs me, she'll call me. I'm not going to push myself onto my child. Like my sister pushes herself onto my child. My child knows that I love her to the end of the earth, to the moon and back. And it's not an avoidant type of love. It is basically, she's an adult. And if she needs help with something or figuring something out that her husband can't resolve emotionally within her, and her husband will tell her, I think you need to call your mom on this one. And she did. He's like, I think this is out of my league. You need to call your mom on this one. Yep. So every now and then he'll be like, pass the buck. I think, you'll say, yep, I understand what you're saying, and I completely, you know, your emotions are valid, yes. But as far as a resolution, I think your mom might be a better resource to talk to. And yeah, but I wait for her. I don't push myself onto her. I don't make her contact me with every fucking problem that she's got. And that's the basis of a healthy marriage. She has the healthiest marriage that I could possibly think of. He helps her, she helps him, and they come to the resolution. And if it's something that is like above and beyond on the psychological aspects or the relationship aspects of, the communication for her and I, yeah, he'll pass the buck. Yep. This is your mom's arena. You might want to talk to her about that one. Like pregnancy pains and laboring and aftermath and what you're going to deal with. Now, I had a very easy birth. My daughter had a very traumatic birth. What did I put in that box? I put feminine products in there. I put baby diaper rash stuff in there. Stuff that I found that it's like, they don't teach you this shit. The little things that I think that she might need that might make, newborn care easier. And, and if she needs something that she doesn't have the cash or whatever, she needs, what do you suggest? Oh, the baby's doing this. What do you think? I put a grounding mat in that box for colic. She's got a sound bowl for frequency stabilization. I have fucking gone to the edges of the earth to find things that are to make a peaceful baby, to make her parenting easier. Stuff that I have discovered online, But I have not called her and tried to tell her. It's just, this is the stuff. She can look the shit up online if she wants. If she has a question, she can call me. But she, her husband is so friggin' smart. He's probably like, that's a grounding mat. Put it under the sheets. Yes. It helps the baby's nervous system. They're friggin' awesome. I have one on my bed. I don't have it turned on right now. I probably should. But just the point. I am attuned to my child, but I don't demand her presence in my life. And that's a difference. And a lot of these kids who are estranging their parents, it's because the parents cannot cut the fucking apron strings and the kids are doing it for them. You've got parents who are brutally fucking toxic and the kids cannot get past it emotionally and they are resenting their upbringings. Those are the ones that are estranging. You got some parents that were actually good to their kids and the kids are like, I gotta do this on my own. And the parents don't want to cut apron strings. And some parents did a shitty job at parenting and they don't understand what they did. And the kids, because the parent was avoidant, has created that avoidant relationship style in their child. And the child is like, I can't communicate with them because everything turns into a fucking fight. So, I don't want to. And they stay silent and go on their merry way. It's sociologically and psychologically, all of this is, and it's evolved. It's evolved. Gen Xers were raised as invisible children 90% of the time, unless you were the favorite. And then your responsibilities as a child were above and beyond because you had to be MVP and you had to have, do great things all the fucking time to get mommy and daddy's praise. Invisible children have the resentment of never being seen, but I could get F's on my report card and nobody give a fuck. But when I did do great things, nobody seen me then either. Just putting it out there. But yeah, just yeah, parenting styles, children, and their upbringings, and and a lot of their influences. Like, yeah, I got discriminated at school by teachers. So your adult role models are a huge factor, and if your parents didn't take up for you in that regard, yeah, that affected them too. Yeah, there's a lot of shadow work out there, and sociologically, and evolutionarily within society. Yeah, this shit's all fucked up. So, just going from my perspective and understanding my friends from high school, yeah, if your child estranges you, you've got to be the one to step up and say, what did I do? And, if my daughter has a problem with me, she is strong and bold enough to say, this is what you did. Nope. I know why she estranged me for the while, because she was kind of embarrassed of, her social stature being married into money, in which her husband kind of boosted her confidence, saying, yeah, your mom's made it on her own. She has no help. And yeah, she's very interesting. She wears dreadlocks and rides a motorcycle. She does a blue-collar job. Yeah, she's not your typical socialite, But I wasn't, like, completely repulsive. It wasn't like I didn't shower or anything, or I'd, like, jack-o'-lantern smile or anything. It was just, I wasn't celebrity refined. And you know what? They didn't care. Because my personality and my disposition toward my child was a hell of a lot healthier than the weird helicopter control freak mannerisms of my sister over my kid. That she has never been able to just cut ties and be like, okay, you're out on your own. No. And she didn't allow a relationship to bloom and prosper. She influenced controversy, negativity, and twisted disposition against me in my kid her entire fucking life. That was toxic. That was abusive to my kid. To give her false representation of who I fucking was. So my kid has had to learn on her own that I was not the monster that she was raised to believe I was. But understanding why kids nowadays are estranging their parents, yeah, I understand completely. Yes, I do. And, a lot of these parents, it doesn't matter what generation they're sitting in, they need to be accountable. Yep. And I for fear that not being able to get an opportunity to see my kid because I speak up, because that did happen. I spoke up and I didn't get to see my kid for like 2 years. Yeah. There's a catch-22 there. There's a double-edged sword there. There's, certain elements that, I wasn't able to speak my fucking piece, and my silence spoke more than me reacting and putting them all in their place. And, staying silent is probably a little bit more dignified. So you can be scorned at the fact that your kid estranged you, or you can stay dignified and say, you know what, they got their reasons. And when they're emotionally and psychologically mature enough to bring it to my attention, have the discussion and take the accountability where you need to. Have a great night.